And we're live. Hello, everyone. Happy Saturday and good afternoon. Thank you for watching or coming today. My name is Pearl, and I am a teacher from the Milano School, and I am from Orlando, Florida. So I am American. So I hope you enjoy my accent. If you have problems understanding, please write in the chat. Please write in the chat now. Please say hi so I know who I am speaking to. I like to talk to the students in the chat, so please write. If this is the first webinar, there is a delay with the chat, so I can't immediately see your comments, but when I do, I will try to answer them as soon as I can. So do not be timid or be afraid to write to me. So it'd be great. Good. So today we are going to talk about daily routine. In this focus activity, we are going to talk about daily routine, times and days, adverbs of frequency, and he, she verb form. So a daily routine. What is a daily routine? What is a daily routine? What does routine mean? What is that? If you know, write in the chat. What does routine mean? What does routine mean? And while I wait, times and days. So today we'll go over how to read time and how to say it correctly, the days, and then we're going to go over the adverbs of frequency and he, she verb form. So what is a routine? A routine is something we do every day, something we do a lot, something we do often. For example, my routine is I wake up every day at 9 o'clock. I have breakfast. I read. Excuse me. So I do that every day. Something I do at the same time, the same activities every day is a routine. So let's continue. All right, we're going to practice reading time. So for example, A, what time is it? It's 9 o'clock. So when we say time, we need to use it's. It's 9 o'clock. And we only use o'clock when it is 00. So we use o'clock when it is 00. So we don't say 10:15 o'clock. We only say 9 o'clock if it is at the hour. So 9 o'clock. So A is 9 o'clock. B is 12:15. C is 10:15. And D is 7:30. So when we tell time, it is very easy. We only need to read the numbers. So we can say 12:15 because 12 and 15, it's very simple. Or 7:30, so we're only reading the numbers. E is 11 o'clock. F is 3:45. And G is 4:30. And H is 6:45. So in English, we do not read time past 12 o'clock. So in English, for the hour, we use numbers 1 to 12. So, for example, if it is 14:15, we do not say it's 14:15. Instead, we say it is 2:15 p.m. So in English, we do not use numbers 13 through 24. So for example, 14:15, we do not say in English. We say it's 2:15 p.m. Another example is 21:30. We do not say it's 21:30. We say it is 9:30 p.m. Remember, we don't use military time. So when we use all the numbers 1 through 24, we call it military time. Hi, Kiara. Welcome. Thank you for joining. I am alone today. David is not with us. Good, I remember you from our previous lesson. Thank you. Can you, excuse me, you surprised me. Can you tell me the time, Kiara, for the exercise? What time is it for A through H? So can you tell me the time, or you can read my notes? So, for example, A is 9 o'clock. Kiara, can you tell me what time it is for B, C, D, and continue? I'm going to wait in the chat for you to write it. Hopefully. Maybe you will have a private lesson, Kiara, because you are the only person here. Good. A is 9 o'clock. Good. Continue. B is 12:15. Good job. Good. C is 10:15. Good job. Perfect. D is 7:30. Good job. E is 11 o'clock. Great. Good. F is 3:45. Very good. And G is 4:30. Good work. And last, H is 6:45. Good job, Kiara. All of it is correct. Everything you wrote is correct. But remember, we can also just say the numbers. So we can say, instead of saying 12:15, we can say 12:15. It's more common in English to say the numbers instead of 1/2 or 1/4 or 1/4. What you said is correct, but we can also say the numbers as well. 10:15, 7:30, 6:45, all of it is correct. Everything you wrote is correct. Good. So I don't know if you heard or saw earlier, Kiara, I was explaining that in English, we don't use 13 through 24 for military time, for time. So when it is 13:30, we don't say that. We say it is 1:30 p.m. So in English, we don't use 13 to 24. So we have to change. So Kiara, so what time? So change this time, I'm going to write it. What time is the change? Let's see. So Kiara, write in the chat, change 7:15, 17:15. So remember, we don't use 17. So what is that in English? Let me change it. Good, it's 5:15 p.m. Perfect, good job, Kiara. So what, I'm going to give you a more difficult one, Kiara, because I think you can do it. What time is this? This one's a little more difficult. Zero. We don't say 00 in English. You have a very similar name for it in Italian. It's very similar in English. Do you know? 12 a.m. Good job. So 00 is 12 a.m. or we can say midnight. Midnight. So 12 a.m. or midnight. Good job. And 12 p.m. also has another name. So what is another name for 12 p.m.? What else can we say? So 12 a.m. is midnight. 12 p.m. has another name, has two other names. Do you know what they are? So 12 p.m. It's not midnight, but it's something else. So I'm gonna wait. I don't know if it's a delay. So we call it midday or noon. So 12 p.m. is midday, or we can say it is noon. So 12 a.m. is midnight. 12 p.m. is midday, or it is noon. All three are correct. It is just preference on what you want to say. You can say 12 p.m. It is fine, or midday. But remember, when we tell time, we need to use it's. It's midnight, or it's 12 p.m. It's 5:15 p.m. Okay? Good job. Good. Days of the week. Put the days of the week in the right order. Start with Monday. So we have Tuesday, Friday, Saturday, Thursday, Sunday, Monday, and Wednesday. So in the chat, put the days of the week in the correct order. So in the chat, put the days of the week in the correct order. The first day is Monday. So Monday is first. So I'm sure there is a slight delay. So we are going to, I'm going to show you guys. Oh, there we go, Kiara, got it. So almost, Kiara, you mixed up two. So Monday, Tuesday, remember two is second. So remember, so Tuesday, like the number two. So Tuesday, so you remember Tuesday, like number two, it's a second. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So these are the days of the week in the correct order. It's very common for students to mix Tuesday and Thursday. Just remember, Tuesday, like the number two, is the second day. So number two, second. Good. Fun fact, in America, Monday is not the first day in the week. In America, Sunday is the first day of the week. So in America, on the calendar, it's Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So in Europe, in Italy, Monday is first, but in America, Sunday is the first day of the week. It's very strange, but fun fact. Good. So in the chat, tell me, which is your favorite day? Which day is your favorite day? Which day is your favorite day? My favorite day is Friday because it is the end of the week and the weekend is close and I can relax. Friday, yes, Friday or Saturday. Friday is my favorite day of the week. So in the chat, tell me, what is your favorite day and why? What is your favorite day and why? Or which is your favorite day and why? Which and why? Kiara, my favorite day is Saturday because I go to swim with my friends. Oh, that's very nice. Well, I think you are not swimming now because of the quarantine, but that is very, very nice. Which is your favorite day? Good. If there are other people, other students watching, tell me in the chat, what is your favorite day? But Kiara, what is your least favorite day? What is your least favorite day? Your least favorite day is the opposite, is contrary to your favorite day. So least favorite day is the day you don't like. So my least favorite day is Monday. My least favorite day is Monday because the weekend is finished and I need to return to work. So Monday is my least favorite day. Monday is my least favorite day. You too, Kiara. Why? Why is Monday your least favorite day? Why is Monday your least favorite day? Because you go to school. Yes. You go to school and I go to work. I understand. We have to return to our routine, our weekly routine. All right, good. All right, now we have my day. So in the chat, students, please put the activities in order. So we have get up, go to bed, have lunch, get home, start work, have dinner, watch TV, and have breakfast. So in the chat, write the activities in the correct order. So what do you do first, and then next, and then after? So in the chat, write the activities in the correct order. I will give you some help. The first one is get up. Is our first one, get up. As we wake up, so we get up from our bed. That is the first one. And the last one, I will help you, is go to bed. The last one is go to bed. One more minute, and then I will go over the answers. I will review the answers. All right. So the first one I said was get up. Good. The second one, oh, there we go. I was waiting for you, Kiara. Get up. I have breakfast. I start work. I get home. I have lunch. I watch TV. I have dinner, and I go to bed. Almost correct, Kiara. Yes, for you, because for a student, you go home in the afternoon. So this is correct for you because you are a student. But for an adult like me, I get up, I have breakfast, I start work, I have lunch, I get home, I have dinner, I watch TV, and I go to bed. So unfortunately for adults, Kiara, we do not always go home for lunch like students can. So we cannot go home until we finish the day, we finish working. But for you, yes, that is good. You start school, you get home, and then you have lunch. But yes, good job. All right. Good. So describe your day. Good. So get up. We did that. Example, on Monday, I get up at 7 o'clock. I have breakfast at 7:30 a.m. And then, good. So Kiara or other students in the chat, on a typical day, not quarantine, a typical day, describe your day for me. Describe your typical day, not a quarantine day. So for example, describe your Monday, Kiara. Describe your routine for Monday. On Monday, I get up at 7, I go to school. So in the chat, Kiara, describe your typical Monday, not in quarantine. Not in quarantine. And I will say my typical day, not in quarantine. So on Monday, I get up at 8:30 a.m. And then I have breakfast at 9. No, wait. I get up at 8 o'clock in the morning. I get up at 8 o'clock in the morning. And I have breakfast at 8:20, 8:15. And then I prepare for work at 8:30. I put the clothes for work on. And then I go to work. I leave my house to go to work at 9 a.m. And then I start work at 10 a.m. And then I have lunch at 1 p.m. And then I start work again at 2 or 3 p.m. And then I finish work at 9 p.m. sometimes. And I go home at 9, and I arrive home at 9:30, and I eat dinner. And then I go to bed at midnight, usually. Very long day. I have a very, very long day. So in the chat, tell me your routine. Tell me your routine. Your regular Monday routine, not in quarantine. Your regular routine, not in quarantine. On the weekends, my routine is different. On the weekends, my routine is not very stable. It changes. Because on Saturday, I wake up at 9 and I eat a small breakfast. And then sometimes I stay home all day, or sometimes I go out if it is sunny and the weather is nice. And then, or I see my friends on the weekends in the evening. And I go to sleep very late. I go to bed very late on the weekends. But during the week, I am more stable with my routine. I'm more stable with my routine. Good. So Kiara, on Monday, I get up at 7 o'clock. I have breakfast at 7:30 a.m. I go to school at 8 a.m. I get home at 2 p.m. I have lunch at 3 p.m. I do my homework at 3:30 p.m. I have lunch at 8:30 p.m. and I go to bed at 9. Wow, Kiara, it's a very nice day. Wonderful. What is your routine now during quarantine, Kiara? What is your routine now during quarantine? So we are in quarantine now. So what is your routine in quarantine? I'm sure it's very different. Oops, sorry. What is your routine during quarantine? My routine during quarantine is very different. I wake up at 9. I have breakfast at 9:30, at 10. If I have a lesson at 12, I teach at 12. And then at 1, I have lunch. And then I watch Netflix after, or I read a book, or I talk to my family in America because they are scared about the quarantine. And then I watch more Netflix and I have lunch or dinner, and then I go to sleep very late. I watch a lot of Netflix during the quarantine. I need to read more books. So what is your routine during the quarantine? What is your routine during the quarantine? I'm sure your routine during the quarantine is very different. I'm sure it's very, very different. Maybe you stay awake, maybe you go to bed later, or you get up later than normal. Maybe you have homework now, Kiara. I don't know if you have homework with the quarantine. I am not sure. I hope not too much homework, because that would be terrible if you had a lot of homework. On Monday, I get up at 11 a.m. I have breakfast at 11:30. I do Myes. I have lunch at 2 p.m. I do my homework at 3. I do Myes, and I go to bed at 11 p.m. Wow, so you have a more relaxed routine during this quarantine. Kiara, lucky you. I'm happy that you do Myes 2 times a day. That is wonderful. I'm happy. I like having you in the lesson. Good job. So before we continue, I want to review prepositions with time, with prepositions in general. So when we talk about time, we always need to use at for time. So I go to bed at 11 p.m. I eat lunch at 2 p.m. Good. For day, what preposition do we use for day? Kiara, maybe you know. What preposition do we use for day? For day, for month, for year, for season. You know what prepositions we use? So I go to school Monday. I have a glass of Prosecco at 2 p.m. on every day. That is a good idea. I would love to have Prosecco at 2 p.m. Good, Kiara. On is for day. Good. And for month, Kiara, what do we use for month? My birthday is March or September. So what do we use for month? It is the same preposition we use for year and season. So month, year, not on, close, but it's the same preposition for year, season, and month. They're all the same. It's one preposition. You're close. You're very close. So almost, Kiara. It's similar to on, but one letter is different. So not on, but I'm going to write it out. Okay, and then in. Good job. In. We use in. So at is for time, on is for days, in is for month. My birthday is in March. We are in 2020. We are in spring, so we use in for month, season, and year. In the year, okay? We also use in for in the evening, the afternoon, the morning, afternoon, and evening. So in the morning, in the evening, in the afternoon. So all okay. So just remember your prepositions, Kiara. But good job. All right. Good. So my weekend. Describe your life to your partner, to me, Kiara. Go shopping, go to the cinema, go to a restaurant, meet friends, go for a walk, go to the gym, and go to the center of town. We have our adverbs of frequency, usually, always, usually, often, sometimes, hardly ever, or never. Remember, Kiara, hardly ever is very similar, it's almost the same as rarely. As rarely. So example, what do you do at the weekend? On Saturday, I usually go shopping, or I never go to the gym. So when we use adverbs of frequency, Kiara, so the structure is subject plus the adverb of frequency, which is always, usually, often, sometimes, etc. Of frequency. And then plus the verb. So this is our structure, Kiara. So tell me, what do you do at the weekend? I always, I sometimes, I never, I hardly ever. So tell me, Kiara, what do you do on the weekend or at the weekend? The British say at the weekend. In America, we say on the weekend, but both are correct. So Kiara, in the chat, tell me, what do you do on the weekend? For me, on Saturday, remember, subject first, Kiara, I always go to swim. I always go to swim with my friends. I often go to the park, and I never go out of the city. So remember, subject and then adverb or frequency. So I sometimes see my friends on the weekend. I usually go out to eat. I never go to the gym on the weekend. So remember, subject, then the adverb or frequency, and then the verb. Okay? Good. So Kiara, tell me what your mom does on the weekend. What does your mom do on the weekend? What does your mom do on the weekend? What does my mom do on the weekend? My mom always works in the garden on the weekend. And she usually cooks a lot on the weekend. She often calls me on the weekend. And my mom never goes to the cinema on the weekend. So Kiara, tell me what your mom does on the weekend. What does your mom do on the weekend? Okay, remember, subject, adverb or frequency, verb. So my mom, subject, never, adverb or frequency. My mom never, verb, goes, because my mom is third person. My mom never goes to the cinema. My mom never goes to the cinema. Oops, sorry. Good. On Sunday, she often goes, remember third person, goes to shop. She sometimes goes to the cinema with me, and she never stays, don't forget, stays, third person, at home. Oh, that's wonderful. What a nice. Do you like going to the cinema, Kiara? Do you like going to the cinema? I love going to the cinema, but I have never gone to a cinema in Italy, only in America. I want to go to a cinema in Italy, but it's difficult to, not difficult, but I need to find a cinema that shows English only films, English language. Do you watch English films in English at the cinema, Kiara? Do you watch, you love it, I love the cinema too. Do you watch English films in English at the cinema? I don't. I do. I should. I want to in the future. I love the cinema. I think the cinema is very different. Not very, it's different between Italy and America, the cinema. Okay. But if you don't, Kiara, I recommend you watch English films in English to improve your English. I think it is very nice. All right. All right. Famous people. Famous people. Describe their day. Example, the Queen always gets up at 8 a.m. She usually watches TV at 6 p.m. No, you don't watch them in English. You don't watch films in English. Try, Kiara. I think you will like it. Try. Or watch on Netflix with the words in English under the screen. So it will help you improve your English faster. But good. Watch it on Netflix. So, famous people. So, Kiara, I want you to use your imagination, invent the time for these famous people. Yes, Harry Potter. Yes, watch Harry Potter in English. I love Harry Potter in English. It's different. It's very different because in Harry Potter in Italian, there are different names for the houses because I know Hufflepuff in English is not Hufflepuff in Italian. So watch Harry Potter in English. You don't have Netflix. Oh, tell your mom to get Netflix. Or it's only 10 euros, I think, a month. I don't remember. Or maybe on Rai, they have, I think you can watch films in original language. Maybe. But try if you can. Yeah, so tell your mom to get Netflix so you can improve your English. Good. All right, Kiara. So let's do a practice one. So for David Beckham, I want you to describe his day. He goes to work, meet friends, go to the gym, have dinner. So like the example, do one for David Beckham. So David Beckham always Sometimes remember to use third person, Cal. Remember, third person, we have the S. So do David Beckham, right? Describe his day. Describe David Beckham's day, like the example. And remember to use third person S. Third person S. You can do it, Kiara. I believe in you. You can do it. I will wait. So for example, Kiara, we're going to imagine the famous people's day. So for example, David Beckham, it says David Beckham goes to work. So David Beckham always, I think, David Beckham always goes to work at 9 a.m. I think. I'm not sure. I'm using my imagination. So David Beckham always goes to work at 9 a.m. And then he sometimes, I'm using my imagination, sometimes meets, remember meets S because he's third person, meets his friends at 7 p.m. He usually, David Beckham usually goes to the gym at, I don't know, 10 a.m. I think in the morning. And he always has, third person, dinner at 8 p.m. This is my imagination. So do one for J.K. Rowling, Kiara. So do what I did, but for J.K. Rowling. J.K. Rowling, she always reads a book. She sometimes reads a book at 10. So do an example for J.K. Rowling. Yes, you can describe J.K. Rowling. Sorry, I'm reading your messages now, Kiara. So yes, I will wait for your J.K. Rowling example because we love Harry Potter. I remember, Kiara, you are Ravenclaw. And I am Hufflepuff. I think, yes, Kiara, you are Ravenclaw, if I can remember. Maybe I will watch Harry Potter later on Apple TV. I'm very excited to read your description about J.K. Rowling, Kiara. So please tell me. This is going to be our last exercise, and then we can stop the lesson. I am sad the chat has a delay, so I cannot read your description quickly because I have to wait. Chat. All right. Into my phone. All right. I think, Kiara, you are still writing, so I will wait for you. And then we will stop the lesson. Wait for you, and then we will stop the lesson. But, all right, good. All right, J.K. Rowling always reads, remember third person as Kiara. J.K. Rowling always reads a book at 10 a.m. She often goes for a walk at 5 p.m. She sometimes watches TV at 10 p.m. and she never goes to a restaurant at 3 p.m. Good job, Kiara. Just remember third person S. So watches, goes, reads. So remember, we always need S for third person. But other than that, you did very well. Kiara, we finished our lesson. Thank you so much for participating and talking to me. I'm very happy that you came to my lesson. You were the only one, so you had a private lesson. I hope you have a good weekend and you stay safe and stay at home during the quarantine. I hope to see you maybe next week or another time. But thank you again for coming, okay? Bye, Kiara. Have a good day.